Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is September 10th of 2025. So if you haven't heard the news, Trump ally Charlie Kirk was shot at Utah Valley State University today, apparently shot in the neck. And so obviously, because I published a report back on the date of July 20th, stating that they were going to stage an assassination attempt targeting Charlie Kirk on September 1st, which today is 9 days later. It's apparently Charlie Kirk is not going to die, because that would make my prediction right. But he will likely be paralyzed, and that's basically what I believe that the CIA is planning to do with him. But it's imperative to note here that this assassination attempt, this brazen assassination attempt, is just a precursor to Trump's assassination, which is likely going to come this evening, September 10th, 2025, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when Trump hosts a dinner at the White House in the Rose Garden. So based off of recent African-American stabbing-based assassinations, we had the Carmelo Anthony stabbing of a high school football player, a white high school football player in Texas, and then we just had more recently, we had an African-American, his last name was Brown, forget his first name. He stabbed a Ukrainian woman on a mass transit in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so it appears that Donald J. Trump will be stabbed to death on the evening of September 10th, 2025, in the Rose Garden of the White House in Washington, D.C., by an African American, most likely a server, waiter, butler, which is coincidentally where Trump was assassinated, or attempted assassination was in Butler, Pennsylvania. So it's basically poetic justice, or whatever you want to call it. So this evening, probably in the 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock window Eastern Standard Time, Donald J. Trump will be hosting guests at the White House Rose Garden for a dinner, and an African American or minority will likely stab Trump with cutlery, maybe a knife, a fork, or a butcher knife or something. And this is basically going to trigger a civil war in the United States, which is why Charlie Kirk was targeted today in Utah, and Donald J. Trump will be targeted in Washington, D.C. later this evening. So this is the Mossad, and I know that they arrested a white male, a geriatric-looking guy in Utah, but the bullet, the actual sniper bullet that hit Kirk in the neck, was likely fired by the Mossad, and they likely arrested one of their stooges. Like I said, because I published a report for Charlie Kirk's demise on September 1st, because he was being targeted by the CIA for assassination, because he's influencing the younger generation against the woke policies of the CIA, and therefore it's if Charlie Kirk survives this assassination event, he'll likely be paralyzed, and then that will be a forever a veiled threat to all young people who decide to become politically active on campus, that if you speak out on campus for what's right and wrong, etc., then you are going to be targeted. So Charlie Kirk will likely be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, and that's why he was apparently shot in the neck. Obviously, the body is a much larger target, but the CIA targeted him in the neck for a reason, because they apparently plan to paralyze him as a veiled threat to anybody that would dare speak out, politically speaking, on college campuses. So it's basically it's an attack on free speech by the CIA, and they apparently plan to make Charlie Kirk their poster boy for this terror campaign that they're launching, basically against American colleges and universities. And it's also designed to to set the precedent for a targeted assassination of Trump's ally, or Kirk's ally in the White House, Donald J. Trump. I was just listening to Megyn Kelly on her podcast, and apparently Charlie Kirk and Donald J. Trump text back and forth. And this is apparently what's going to happen this evening. So this chilling effect of this assassination. And so then Charlie Kirk and Donald J. Trump being assassinated later this evening. This is supposed to start a civil war in the United States. So essentially the bullet, if in fact it was a bullet that hit Charlie Kirk in the neck, is essentially the opening salvo of a second American Civil War, which is what I've been trying to prevent for years. That is why there's been 2 movies in the last 4 years about entitled Civil War, because the CIA is desperately trying to trigger a civil war, which will likely commence with some sort of a race war. So obviously if Donald J. Trump is assassinated by a black male or a black female, then the CIA is going to have their minions, most likely with the Israeli National Police, go out and kill a bunch of black people, lynch them, and then they'll try to start a civil war because they want to break up the United States, balkanize it. So that's what's going on. Prayers for Charlie Kirk. He apparently is a good guy. It's a pity that he was chosen, but he was chosen because he is basically the leader of a movement, and what the CIA is most worried about is people that can change other people's opinions, and that's what he does. And so obviously thoughts and prayers go out to Kirk, and hopefully the wound is superficial. According to Megyn Kelly, there's a video circulating which shows that the wound may be fatal, but know that he was targeted. I just published a report for a September 1st assassination event targeting Kirk, and so the CIA waited 9 days in order to target him. And so obviously I hope he pulls through and he makes it, but know that it wasn't an accident. Know that it was planned and orchestrated, and is designed to set the precedent for a second assassination of Trump, designed to start a civil war in the United States. So obviously if Trump is murdered on the evening of September 10th, obviously know that it was orchestrated by Switzerland and her CIA, and that it was a premeditated attack to basically murder a sitting U.S. president. So obviously if that comes to fruition in reality, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international outlets, media outlets. And obviously, in the aftermath of this video being published at approximately 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, the CIA has another 3.5 hours prior to this dinner at 7 o'clock to concoct a secondary assassination plot targeting Trump, which may take the form of a sniper attack, a poisoning attack, a bombing attack, a plane crash attack, arson attack. But the CIA is evidently planning to murder U.S. President Donald J. Trump on the night of September 10th of 2025, and the attack on Charlie Kirk was evidently a blood sacrifice, because they're trying to eradicate this Make America Great movement, and they are basically cutting the head off of this movement, literally, by shooting Kirk in the neck. And then this evening, they plan to murder Trump in some form or fashion. And coincidentally, Kirk was headlining his campus tour, which was the Great American Comeback, if I'm remembering correctly. So Trump is Make America Great Again, Kirk is the Great American Comeback, and the CIA, which is in Switzerland, whose CIA has been exposed by yours truly, is absolutely desperate to decapitate this movement, and they began with Charlie Kirk in Utah, and they're going to finish it off with Donald J. Trump in Washington, D.C. on the night of September 10th of 2025. Peace.